File on Existing Case button. That's going to take us to our new filing screen for an existing court case. The nice thing about this is it's almost identical to everything we just got done doing, except actually this time it's going to be much faster. I don't have to enter the case, the court, the case category, all the parties. This time all I have to do is select the party I'm filing on, or I'm sorry, the case that I'm filing into. So in the first section here, we just get a list of all the cases that I've added to my e-filing account. I simply select the one I want to file on. Now, if the case that you want to file on has not been added to your e-filing account yet, it's an existing court case, you go ahead and just click this Add a Case link on the right-hand side. This allows you then to go ahead and select the county. So maybe this was a Cook County Civil District 1 case, and then enter the case number. And as long as the case number and the county name, or the county are correct, or the court is correct, you click Add Case. That allows us to reach into the court system, grab that case, bring it back and add it to your e-filing account, display it to you on the screen, and then you can continue on with the filing process. If you don't know a case number, there's also an advanced case search option. On this option, you can again select your court, and then you can search by an individual name or a business name. Depending on what you search for, we're going to search that particular court by that search criteria, find all the cases that match, present a list of those to you on the screen, then you'll be able to click on the appropriate case and go ahead and file. One note here on the advanced case search, this does not work for Cook County. Cook County only provides the option to search by case number. All the other counties in Illinois you can search using this advanced case search, but not Cook County, so be aware of that. All right, so in this option, let me just select one of my existing cases here. So I'm going to do, let's see, we'll do this case here. That's going to load into step 1. Then the rest of this looks almost identical to what we just got done doing. So I'm going to move through it pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and file, let's say, some sort of motion. So I'll select motion as my document type. Maybe I want to call it a motion to continue. Browse out, select my motion, and that will upload. Again, the fields are here if I need to upload anything else. Maybe I have an affidavit I want to file. So I'll go ahead and select that. Maybe I'll call it an affidavit of service, browse out, select my affidavit, and that will upload. Again, you can upload as many documents as you need to as long as you're filing them on this particular case. So then we'll move on to section 3. We'll go non-confidential for our security again. And then again, we have our optional services. Again, we encourage you to review these. Always make sure there's not something here you know you need to pay. Let me do an example of this. I'm going to select, maybe I know I need to pay my first appearance fees. So I'm going to go ahead and select this appearance option so that we can see what optional services look like in the fees section. And I'll leave the second one as none. You can add new case parties on an existing case filing. Not likely I would do that with a motion, but maybe if you're filing an amended complaint, cross complaint, third party complaint, something like that, you're adding parties. You could just go ahead and click this add party link to identify who those parties are. I won't do that for this example. I'll move on to 5 where I'm going to select my filing party. And then in section 6, now we have the option to electronically serve. So what we're going to see here under section 6 service contacts is a list of all the service contacts who have been attached to this case. We assume that if you're e-filing on this case, you're also going to want to electronically serve these service contacts. So we go ahead and default them all to checked. At this time, you could add additional service contacts. To do that, you'll just click this Add Service Contact link. This gives you the option to add service contacts from your firm. So I can select any of these contacts here in my firm and go ahead and add them to this case. I think one of those was already added. So you see this new one was added. The other option is you can add brand new contacts. So if I had a new contact that I wanted to add to this case, I could just go ahead and enter them here, name, email address, and you can also associate which party that they're associated with, and then go ahead and add and attach. So very easy to add additional service contacts. What's going to happen here is if you have all these service contacts checked, as soon as you submit your filing, an electronic service notification email is going to be generated by the court and sent to each of these service contacts. This email is tracked, so we know whether or not it's been sent. We know whether or not the documents have been opened by each of the service contacts. The email is going to provide the service contacts with the option to view the document. So essentially you're serving them your documents. The content of the email will also list all the other service contacts who received this. So any one service contact is going to know who else was served. So this is how you generate an electronic service notification through the e-filing system. One thing to note here, it is important to know that just because you're attached to a case as a service contact does not mean that you will be electronically served. It is completely up to the filer whether or not they're going to serve somebody electronically. As the filer, I could easily say, nope, I'm not going to serve any of these people and just uncheck them all. Or I could say, I just want to serve some of these people. So just be aware of that. Just because you're attached doesn't mean you will be e-served. I'll go ahead and serve everyone and move on to section 7. We have our fees outlined. This time we see we have that optional service added here, so I have a $171 fee for that. Nothing for the affidavit. Again, I have my credit card. This time I'll switch it to e-check, so this fee is just 25 cents. We'll move on to the final section, review and submit. I'll select my attorney. My client matter number defaulted in here. That's because this is the number I used last time I filed on this case. So we assume it's going to be the same, so we defaulted in there. Same thing with the courtesy copy. But you could change either of these if you would like. Again, a note to the clerk if you'd like. Verify all is good. Submit filing. So now we're submitting this filing to the court. Court's going to acknowledge receipt. We'll redirect you to the filing status screen. We have a status of pending, and we have an envelope number assigned. You'll also notice on this filing there's now an envelope icon next to the status. This means that there were service contacts attached to this filing and that electronic service is in process. So an important thing to know there. All the same notifications go out as a result of this filing with one additional, and that's that service notification. That's going to go out to all of the service contacts on this case. So let's take a quick look at what that looks like. That's going to look like this email here. It'll say notification of service, and it'll have the case number and case name in it. So this is the email that each of those service contacts will receive. They can open this up. They're going to see a little bit of data about the filing. They see a list of all the other service contacts who received a copy, and they get a link to view the document. So if they click this link, that's going to open up that particular document in their web browser. The fact that they've done that has been tracked as well. And you'll notice now the service contact has access to that document. So this person's been officially served. Now, if I go back into the e-filing system here, I'm going to click on, I just want to see all my accepted filings, and I want to show you one additional thing about service. Notice this filing here has an icon where the envelope is opened. That means that all the service contacts have opened this document. If I click on the filing ID and then I scroll down to the service contact section, notice there's now a new column out here that says status. And it'll tell you for each service contact whether or not they've opened your document. So anytime you file something and you've included service contacts, you can always come back into the system, open up that filing, look at this service contact section, and you're going to see whether or not the service has been sent and whether or not service has been opened. So that can be useful information to you as the filer to know whether or not those you've served have actually looked at your document.